Hello everyone, Bean here with some more Warhammer Combat Cards content, and it is time for a new season and a new balance pass, as well as a new battle pass. And this one is going to be an Imperial Agents battle pass. And it looks like they're mixing Space Marines and Servants of the Emperor a little bit for the rewards for this battle pass. Now, I am seeing some of the Inquisitors and Assassins in here, which I'm pretty sure they've done at least one, if not more, battle passes focused on them in the past, so personally I'm not really too excited about this battle pass, and there aren't really a whole lot of changes to cards. But let's go ahead and look at what is changing, starting with Servants of the Emperor and Space Marines. So, the first thing up here is the Imperial Navigator, the Psyker with Psionic Blast. At 12 points, it's a pretty useful card. And it is getting a buff to its health, plus 10 health, and plus 5 psychic attack. The Calexis Assassin is getting a whopping 30 health. Oh, I should also mention that we're looking at the cards before the update. So these are the current stats, and then after the new season starts, it will be getting an additional 30 health. So with Fear, it's going to be a lot more difficult to take down this thing, especially if it's getting its health increased by Greyfax's special rule. Then we've got the Calidus Assassin, which is getting a small buff to its ranged and melee attack, but also getting its traits changed, significantly actually. Right now its main trait is anti-infantry, which is pretty situational, not really that great, and the secondary trait is outflank, but it's getting those traits changed to poison as her main trait, and then furious charge for the secondary. So interesting change there. I think it makes sense lore-wise. But yeah, poison is quite strong at the moment, so I think that will definitely make her a lot better than she is now. And then moving over to the Space Marine side, we have a couple Grey Knights that are getting a slight buff. The Paladin Paragon, first of all, will be getting plus 6 Psychic and plus 6 Melee. With Psychic Link as his trait, it definitely helps to have a strong base psychic attack, which at the moment is not really that amazing. So this will make him a fair bit better. We got the Paladin Apothecary, which is the Grey Knight's healer. This thing, yeah, really not that great. I almost never have used this card. It's just better to use like the cheaper healers. But this one is going up 1 point, so it'll be at 19, and then plus 10 psychic, so it'll actually be doing a little bit more damage now. So plus 10 psychic and plus 5 melee. If you just want to go pure Grey Knights, this thing might actually be usable now. And then we've got the 15-point Grey Knight Bodyguard. He is getting minus 2 ranged attack, but plus 4 psychic and plus 4 melee. Again, with Psychic Link as his trait, it makes sense to buff his psychic attack a bit more. Moving on to Tau, relatively new card here. The Farstalker with Big Game Hunter. He's just going to be getting a plus 10 health. Then we got the Tidewall Gunrig. This is a fairly new card. You can see I only have it at level 1. Haven't even bothered upgrading it to unlock its trait. It's going down 2 points, so it'll be at 25 points. And then the little doggo, the Kroot Hound, is getting its ready type changed from melee debuff to melee buff. Melee debuff is a pretty situational trait, and if you're running a lot of ranged units, a melee buff would be more useful. If you're running it with, at least if you're running it with something that can potentially go melee, like Commander Farsight. And then we've got a few changes for Chaos as well. So we got the Greater Brass Scorpion, which is going down 4 points, so it's going from 97 to 93. Cypher is getting a slight change to his traits, so currently he has Outflank as the first trait and then Target Acquired as the second, but instead of Outflank he is going to have Ranged Scout now, so just a little bit more boost to the ranged attack. So I guess he'll have just slightly more synergy with a ranged build, which currently I do not have any Chaos decks that are just going ranged. Not really their strongest attack type, but yeah. And then we got the Black Legion Land Raider, which is going down 5 points, so it'll be under the Big Game Hunter threshold at 39 points, and it is losing 30 health, and it's getting its traits swapped, so its primary trait will now be Taunt, and then the secondary Big Game Hunter. which is kind of a weird change. I mean, I don't think it'll be very useful. In max level events, it is quite good, and I think, yeah, I guess if you are playing max level, having taunt as the primary trait will perhaps be more impactful, just because it will be able to survive a lot longer. So those are all the changes, just a few minor things to cards that a lot of players probably aren't even using, really. But importantly, we are getting a huge influx of cards to the general pool, which are listed here. And I'm not going to go through all of them in-game, but you can see here we've got 4 cards for the Eldari. We've got 2 for Tau. We've got a whole bunch of cards for Servants of the Emperor. Mostly Admech, though, by the looks of it. And Space Marines are just getting a ton more cards, like a ridiculous number of cards. This is slightly worrisome, just the sheer number of Space Marine cards that will be in the general pool now that you can just pull from packs. I mean, at least we have wild cards now. But yeah, Dark Angels, Ultramarines, a random Salamander, Imperial Fists, Death Watch, Crimson Fist, Raven Guard, man, all kinds of stuff. White Scars, look at this. That is just nuts. But yeah, I think a lot of these cards I do not have because I haven't really been purchasing like new cards. So a lot of these, important to note, will actually be showing up in the card shop if we go over to the shop here. So yeah, the daily, the card shop that rotates daily. This tends to prioritize like new cards that you don't have in the collection. That are in the general pool, so a lot of these cards will start showing up, and if they're commons, I think they're definitely oftentimes worth purchasing with coins because you can get a whole bunch of copies at once. And I mean, I do like collecting cards, so I will buy them from the shop, I think, whenever they pop up. Okay, looking at Chaos, we've got a few things too. The Death Guard Biologus, I love that card. Don't actually have it in my collection, so I'm glad that is entering the card pool. Not really the most useful one, but it just looks cool. Orcs are getting some new boys. The Red Gobbo's Surprise, that one was a limited edition card, I believe. So yeah, that's a surprise. Grotmus Gitz, I think that's another, isn't that the like Christmas one? Tyranids are finally getting like all of the new guys that back when what was it? Was it when 10th edition came out? They had just a massive number of new models, and so I think most of these models are from that set. So there's a lot of good stuff in there, and I have most of it because I really love Tyranids, and I actually purchased the bundle, so I was able to get most of these cards from that. And then one lonely card for the Leagues of Votann. Look at this. Inquisitor Koteas got his model changed. Just for a split second you could see the old model there, but yeah, this is the new one. Kind of a goofy looking guy now. I did like the like double-headed eagle that was on his shoulder in the previous model, so I'm kind of sad that that's gone, but no change to the card itself, just the artwork is different. But yeah, that's it for this season. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.